Hi, my name is Adam Sussman, Head of Research at Tab Group, joined by Philippe Carré, Global Head of Client Connectivity at SunGard Capital Markets, here today to talk about Poland and how Poland is really a bright spot in Europe. Obviously, we've in the developed markets, while there's been some decent performance in the in the markets, volumes are down, listings are down. There's not that much positive things to talk about in the Western markets. But when you look at some of the emerging markets, in particular in emerging Europe, Poland stands out as a bright spot. Not just because economically they seem to be hanging in there, but also because of what the government is doing to take advantage of the economic opportunities ahead of them. Philippe, give me an example or a couple of the things that they're doing there to really make their capital markets more robust.
All right, yeah. So Central and Eastern Europe is a big area of focus for us, and as you've said, basically in that vast geographical complex, basically Poland has become quite a big focus for us, but especially for our clients.
Right.
If we look back, Poland has not experienced a recession, unlike most of the other countries in Europe. So when you look at Central and Eastern Europe, Russia accepted, they are kind of a bright spot. They're doing well. There is a very strong willingness, I would say, from the political side to enjoy the moment, basically to make of Poland a bigger place than it is really just on the map. There is a willingness from the government to create and support the rise of Warsaw as a financial center in the region. So there is an exchange there. They are really pushing. So you have this political move to get these guys going, and they've been doing everything right. They have, they've acquired a lot of listings, both of Polish companies, but they're starting to attract outside listings, companies from Ukraine, Belarus, Slovenia. Now Austrian companies are starting to look out there. So it's kind of, the good things are falling into place, and as more good things happen, it gets better.
Right. So, and tell me a little bit about how they are trying to compete against some of their local competitors. You talked about the exchange consolidation occurring, or the agreement between Austria, Slovenia. Tell me about that and how Poland is matching up, or the Warsaw Exchange is matching up against that.
Yeah, because we see that as this is probably the next big thing to happen. They've worked very hard, I'd say, over the last 5 to 10 years to build up their exchange, and they decided to go for it alone, to remain as a standalone. They cooperated with NYC Euronext to acquire new technology for their trading engine. They're implementing co-location. So they've ticked all the boxes. Now, they are on their own. And
right.
If you look at the rest of Europe, basically, you have Euronext with Amsterdam, Paris, Brussels, Lisbon. You have Nasdaq, OMX Nordics, Sweden, Finland, etc. as another grouping.
Yep.
You can see there's LSE, which is the London Stock Exchange, plus Borsa Italiana. You can see there are stirrings about what's going to happen to SWX, the Swiss Exchange, the Madrid Exchange.
Yep.
And then, as you said, basically, in Eastern Europe, there is already the beginning of consolidation through what's called the CESEG, the Central and Eastern Europe Stock Exchange Group, which puts together the Austrian, Slovenian, Czech, and Hungarian capital markets.
Right.
So I think there's an interesting play now. The Warsaw Exchange has done all its work and has done a very good job. It's there. It's a place where people want to go. Our clients are talking about it. We are talking about Poland to our clients, saying you should be looking at that market. The next step, and the next stop for them is, where do you go from there?
Right.
Are they going to join a group? How are they going to negotiate their passage to the next step? Which is, they started talking about collaboration, maybe joining the stock exchange, the CESEG group. Will they be even more ambitious and try to create something of their own, or will they want to join another grouping than CESEG? Everything's in play.
And now, what about from the perspective of the connectivity in the way that folks access Poland, the way that they not just from a connectivity standpoint, but also from the perspective of do they Are there custodians there that foreign investors can use? I mean, are they at a point where where foreign investors can and are connecting and trading directly with Poland, or are folks still perhaps using some of the similar mechanisms that folks use to get to Russia, for example?
No, I think what you have there is Poland is inside the European Union to start with, so investors straight away benefit from the corpus of legislation, of structure, of regulatory structure that applies into the whole of the European Union.
Right.
It's a well-developed market in the sense that a lot of large Western financial institutions are present in the country. You will find, if you walk around the streets in Poland, you will see a lot of names that are straight away familiar to you. For a long time, it was an underbanked market. So, of course, Western institutions saw that as a great way, and it's a big country, so great. This is the place where I want to be.
Yep.
So it's very easy to do business. I think the exchange now, the Warsaw Exchange, has probably as many remote members as it has local Polish members. Okay. So it's I would say a lot of people are there. There's still a couple of guys that have yet to come, but I think success attracts success. Liquidity begets liquidity. People, those that are not yet there, are probably planning to get there. Those that are already there are making of Poland, their regional center of excellence to go elsewhere. So people trade. They have not escaped the doom and gloom, which is pretty much everywhere.
So 3 years out, do you think the Warsaw Exchange will be standalone, or do you think it'll be part of a larger exchange company?
I think my guess would have been that the Warsaw Exchange will not be a standalone operation, but I think their willingness, their push, the work they've done over the last 5 years means that these guys are ambitious. They know they can do things, and they can do things well. I think they will be a leader. Now, I don't think they see themselves as being a very small fish in a big pond. So whether they want to be the big guys in a smaller pond, potentially.
Interesting. All right. Well, thank you for joining us. This is Philippe Carré, Global Head of Client Connectivity at SunGard Capital Markets, and I'm Adam Sussman, Head of Research at Tab Group. Thank you.